Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so, whoa. Okay, so there's some divine intervention going on. I'm shuffling, doing my pre-shuffle here, and the only card that fell out of a deck was the Wheel of Fortune, fell on the floor, and my guide said pay attention to that. I then immediately looked over to another deck, haven't touched it yet, you'll have to take my word for it, and we get divine intervention, which says go with the flow, the universe supports you. Have faith in perfect timing, look for synchronicity, and expect miracles. And then I was like, whoa, I've got to tell my YouTube people about that coincidence. And then I look over at another deck and notice the Wheel of Fortune right there. So, and okay, below that is the Four of Swords, which is the integration of this. Today is a day of divine timing, of going with the flow, of surrendering to the divine will. If you are truly aligning with actual love, and I think if you get anything that I say, you are well on your way. Anything that channels through is the frequency of actual love. So you're in store for it, but it is a divinely guided thing. It's not of your ego. And so, yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to put all those back. I have got the cards to do a Spine of Fire reading, but let's have a look at the whole thing through the eyes of divine intervention, divine timing, surrendering to the divine. I just saw my Queen of Wands Divine Feminine card, so I'm going to do what's happening in the 3D. What are the what are the ethers up to as a response to what's going on that we'll see in the 3D, and some instruction. And then I'm going to look at also what are the divine masculines up to and what do the feminines need to know about that. What are the feminines up to and what do the masculines need to know about that? So crown chakra, let's start there. We are getting Blue Star of Hope, Ascension, Surrender, Purification. So when we ascend, you know, the crown chakra is our connection to the divine. So all this divine timing, this means that we are basically surrendering. We're purifying, surrendering. Look at that. And ascending into alignment with divine will. So our free will aligned with divine will, that means we're able to go with the flow. I'm gonna just bombard you with all of this truth on the crown chakra. It is not your will alone, but the divine plan. It's both. It comes through us. We channel it. We are the cutting edge of this rollout on the planet for the ascension of the planet. It is all of us first fruits ascending in our own right by doing this purification, by aligning, by surrendering to it, by allowing it to come through us. It's like when we channel, if we have fear or apprehension or resistance, it's like a constriction that happens and that flow doesn't come through. If we get out of our own way and release our grip, it opens the aperture that can come through us in love. So that is definitely what's happening. Are you kidding me? And we get the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Can I please hold these up again? I can't make it up. That is just enough said. Okay, so yeah, we have aligned with divine will and we're getting out of our own way, everybody. Let's get the advice here. 7th chakra, that's the crown chakra. Okay, I'm gonna just, so what if this is taking a long time? You guys, I can't. I can't handle this. I literally can't handle this right now. For all of you statisticians out there, what is it? Statistics? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the same card. And they're the only cards that have come out yet. Anybody disbelieve that this is of divine will on the planet? Anyone? I'll wait. Anyone? Okay, wow. So 7th chakra says, the crown chakra supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power and part of a larger whole. I want to say we're pulling on the crown chakra. There's number 7. Crown chakra on the crown chakra plus crown chakra, crown chakra, crown chakra, crown chakra, crown chakra. I think we've reached like harmony. This is so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna try to carry on here. So I'm gonna do these cards a little bit different. I've been told, because I pre-shuffled, that I'm just gonna do this kind of thing. So what is it on the crown chakra for the masculines? Page of Pentacles. This is a card of no longer running. This is a card of sitting with it, of holding counsel, of responding in simple ways, of interacting in simple ways. This is looking at things, not turning away. This is literally the small things, the little things. It doesn't have to be a humongous leap. It can be one at a time, little things. So the masculines are very much learning how to just pay attention to what their higher guidance, what is justified, moment to moment. What do the feminines need to know about this as it relates to the connection? Okay, this is the abandonment wound. And in the inverted like this is the healing of that forsaken energy. So I'm going to say it again. I've said it a few times. I don't remember the exact wording. I always botch this, but I once read advice for feminines to be so close to the divine that your masculine has to go to the divine to find you. And that's kind of it. You know, this is the existential crisis. This is where you feel God has forsaken you, feminines, where you've missed out on love. This is the healing of that. And lo and behold, your masculines are bit by bit going to divine guidance. They're ascending up out of the world, and now their radio station is attuned to divine will. And so they're getting their instruction moment to moment on what is the highest transmission that they can activate into the physical. And you're going to start seeing your masculine showing up in these ways that actually negate this abandonment fear, feminines. Okay, what are the feminines experiencing on the crown chakra? I'm already sensing this is going to be a bit of a long reading, everyone. Okay, feminines are getting these nudges that reunion is around the corner. This is my card of reunion. This is my card of, you know, it in the works. So you could be getting instructions right now, feminines, about how to surrender and purify even further, how to just go with the divine timing, how to allow for each of your motions, maneuvers right now to be in alignment of that, looking for synchronicities, expecting miracles, continuing to be a believer in perfect timing, that if it hasn't happened yet, there are grand reasons for that. Go with the flow. You're supported. The universe is supporting you, and it is pointing you towards this reunion energy. What do the masculines need to know about the feminines in this reunion energy? Yeah, so masculines, you're not really meant to see much right now other than your direction from the higher guidance on the crown chakra. If you knew too much about what the feminines inner workings could tell you right now, you wouldn't be following divine guidance. So this really is divinely guided when we don't even need to know anything about our counterpart to be coming into increased alignment. That's amazing. The moon is a card of the nocturnal, the undercurrent, behind the scenes, the subconscious. So masculines, you are being asked to just really trust your intuition. This is a very psychic energy, and so it's indirect. It's not in the broad daylight. It's not for all to see. This is your intimate process of discerning moment to moment what these gifts, what these steps, what these progresses are according to your higher guidance. What can we see for the third eye chakra? The heart is awake, love, innocence, and reverence. So on the third eye, both counterparts are being shown confirmations of love residing here, I heard. And we get Six of Crystals. This is reciprocity. So this is equal give and take. So this is what I'm getting from this, is that the third eye has been open to the love, that each counterpart doesn't have to give into this, pour into this connection. That, you know, it isn't a given. It's not expected, it's not necessary. And yet there is this balanced give and take happening that's intuitive. I'm getting here with the masculine's arms outstretched, that the feminine is giving the masculine something right now, and it is a testament of only love. So masculines, if your feminine has given you a gesture right now, just know they don't have to, and it's pure love. Pure love. And masculines, the fact that you are allowing this from your feminine, pure love feminines, that your masculine is receptive and not running away. This is a huge intuitive win, that there is something in the energy. So that can be telepathically, but that can also be in the 3D. This can be things that you're seeing through the mundane at this grand gesture that is divinely guided to set the connections apart, I just heard. So whatever is exchanged right now in the energy or in the material realm or emotionally or physically and mentally, whatever this exchange is that the masculines are receiving from the feminines right now, it is divinely guided to bring this opening and awareness of the heart, of the love, of the reverence, of the innocence here, that things are freely given and received without agenda. This is new in the energy. This is beautiful. What is the advice? Miracles. So for the feminines, this is a miracle that your masculine is receiving with grace. Masculines, this is a miracle that your feminine has been inspired intuitively to give right in the nick of time, I heard. So the frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief anything is possible. Okay, so I'm really seeing that this strong connection to faith and to divine guidance here is ultimately supporting this grace that is allowing for reciprocity, because there is no competition, lack, or shortage in these connections. This is harmonious. This is warranted. This is love. And it is divinely guided because it's counterintuitive by worldly standards. And so this is allowing for the faith to be bolstered so that as the two come closer together, they can take on any obstacle together. 33, this is so angelically guided, so divinely guided right now. What do the feminines need to know, or what are the masculines going through regarding this receiving from the feminines at this time in flow? Okay, it hasn't sunk in right now what just happened in the energy. So the masculines are coming through the heartache of feeling like, because the 3 of Swords comes before this, the masculines are coming through the heartache of feeling so disintegrated and woe is me and left for dead. And the feminines have given something. This can be from the past that it's starting to sink in now, something you've said or done from the past. It can be in real times. This is multidimensional in some aspects, feminines, but whatever it is, it's just starting to hit the masculines, how miraculous this connection is and how divinely guided it is. Masculines, I cannot hold your hearts enough to tell you that that's what real love is. When real love is aligned with the divine, when somebody is in flow, listening to divine guidance to move in the world, and that is something that comes to you, let that sink in. It is your worthiness that attracts that. It is your alignment that is worthy of that. And your feminine is a vehicle for the divine to bless you. I heard in naughty ways, even as you continue to explore the connection, it will be everything that you need. It needs to be wholehearted for all of the riches, the wealth, the intuition, the blessing, the benefit of your feminine as you begin to see how divinely gifted your feminine is for you. Masculines, as that sinks in, your intuition will find new meaning in all of it, and you will rewrite what you thought relationships were. One of the themes today that I have heard out there in the ethers is that these connections are not what the masculines had imagined for their lives. And so this energy is also bringing in this awareness that this is better than they could have imagined. It's starting to sink in that their best case scenario for love and life was a cookie cutter of what they had been modeled, what they had been sold, and that these connections in all their strangeness exceed those expectations. and it's beginning to sink in. What do the feminines, it's so fresh, it may not be conscious, but there is the makings of it here. What do the feminines need to know about that? Yeah, progress. Don't push the river, feminines. There are things that the masculines are still working on. They're still bringing their karmic situations that can be other people involved, children, if that applies. But hypothetically, this is anything that the masculines still haven't learned how to use their discernment on an energetic level to see cause and effect, to see lower vibrational seeds not producing the fruit that they want. So basically the masculines, this is going hand in hand for the masculines. While their intuition is up leveling, it's sinking in how righteous this connection is and how they don't need to carry the karma of anything else that they've been trying to shoulder in their world. This is putting down that burden of being everything for somebody and seeing how divine this connection is and how much in flow this is, where there is a need to share. It is effortless. It is not a transactional eye for an eye or a tit for tat or a I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. No, it's literally this: when there is a need, there is a divinely guided answer, and vice versa, but it doesn't necessarily have a direct correlation. The masculines will see this in time. This is what they are seeing, that miracles happen. You know, miracles seldom are associated with a valiant act right at the time of the miracle. You know, prayer does unlock it, but it is the faith that is required, not an effort in those moments where miracles come through. And so we may have seeded into that frequency a worthiness, but in that moment they are one-sided, in that there is a blessing that comes to the individual who receives a miracle. And so this is a massive eye-opener for the masculines right now, that they have not deserved, they have not necessarily directly influenced whatever this miracle is, and it is showing them on a cosmic level they are worthy of love, and who is paying attention to divine guidance, who is there for them, who is on their team, who is their aligned one, because that miracle is coming through the feminines right now. What are the feminines experiencing in this energy? Wow, the sun. You're not, it landed right smack on the moon. This isn't in the upright, so you haven't seen the effects of whatever you just did, whatever you're about to experience or just experienced in the energy, where something transpired that the masculines experienced as a miracle. You haven't quite seen this. It hasn't come to light. You are unaware of this right now, feminines. You are not entirely in the know. And so just allow that to be the case. Both are following divine guidance in this. You know, when we're prioritizing that crown chakra connection to source, it's not of earthly origin. It is a higher thing, and it works perfectly seamlessly into the physical when we are calibrated with our connection to source. Oh, this reading is so aligned. So aligned. What do the masculines need to know about the feminines not knowing right now? Stay with the, okay. Yeah. So masculines, your advice here is to continue the friendship, to continue to follow this Page of Pentacles, moment to moment interaction. It's not of ego. It is literally, you know, showing up with this true love, with this king. This is the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups right there backing it. This is opening your mind about what you thought needed to be the long-term cookie cutter vision of success for life and love. And this is the absolute flow of friendship with your feminine. And so masculines, yes, just show up in love, just knowing that you don't have to spill the beans, you don't have to bust the floodgates open. You can just show up with presence and your gift of energy to your feminine right now in these small ways, in these meaningful ways, in this friendly way, while you get a firmer foundation in what the long term needs to look like. It's okay to have this intense emotion or this masterful chill emotion, however you're feeling it. It's okay to just I heard it's the opposite of playing small. It's being appropriate and building gradually on a firm foundation. So it may look like there is a diminished show of affection compared to what is possible, but this is the wise, grounded, practical, authentic way of bringing in a long-term vision that nobody knows how splendorous it's going to be yet. This is the way to pave that road, masculines. So feminines, you don't need to know. You don't need to know how it all will turn out. Just enjoy the journey right now. It is about the journey. It's the fun part of the tour, everybody. Okay, let's get into the throat chakra. Sophistication, ingenuity, elegance, and originality. So the two of you at this point are learning a new language, and it is your soul to soul speak. You are learning how to communicate heart to heart and acknowledge and affirm in the physical the things that you have discerned in the energetic realms. What can we see here? Seeker of Crystals, there's that Page of Pentacles again. So this is about following this very sophisticated, nuanced knowing moment to moment when communication in energetically or in the physical is warranted and authentically inspired. So communication is all about really following the heart. No shoulda, woulda, couldas. This is no regrets. This is impeccability, being impeccable with speech. For agreements nod. This is a really beautiful presence where there is no unfinished business and no expectation for the future. This is real living. What is the advice? Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity. So this also allows for the element of surprise and curiosity when we're not stuck on expectations or expected norms or assumptions that it's going to be the way it always has been or it's not going to work out. Then we can be openly curious about what is actually there, and we can seek understanding, or we can be delighted. Okay, curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at them. So this is where we're going into uncharted territory because we are not frazzled, spread too thin in la la land. We're not airy-fairy, we're not woo-woo, we're not out there. We are practical, grounded, real, moment to moment, and it's a sophisticated, elegant way of doing it. Yeah. Okay, what are the masculines experiencing with this? So some people might be doing moves for no reason today. I'll be doing them with you. Okay, what can we see for the masculines? How are the masculines experiencing this shift in perception? 9 of Pentacles. Okay, they know you're on their team, feminines. They don't feel quite single. Even if you're likely not in a committed relationship in the 3D, your masculine feels like an old married couple joined at the hip, I just heard. Like they feel like you are part of the same whole. It doesn't mean you're half-assed people and codependent. This is a card of codependency. It's giving a new feeling of connection. They don't feel separate from you, but they don't feel lacking either. What do the feminines need to know about this? So the masculines are awakening to the importance of these connections. What do the feminines need to know? Oh yeah. So the masculines are wanting commitment here. This is starting to warrant that divinely guided backstory of actual commitment, and it's not just good on paper or for show. This is the masculines are absolutely gobsmacked at how much they actually want you. Like they always thought, what I'm hearing is they always thought they would have a slight wandering eye. They would never truly be satisfied by one person. They are so endeared to you, enamored, adoring, blown away, mesmerized, in awe. And I'm not even feeling that it's on a pedestal kind of level. It's literally so real, they can taste it. I just heard. It's so different than the imaginings of what love would have been and how that long-term American dream kind of energy would have felt when they tried to put themselves in the shoes of that American dream. It felt a bit hollow. And they are realizing that although this looks nothing like that template in so many ways, it feels so dang good. What is that song? Why is everything supposed to be bad and make me feel so good? Okay, feminines, your anxiety is being calmed here. So you should start feeling your energy relaxing, feminines, and allowing yourself to just deep breath. What's going on for the feminines in this level of communication and shift of perception to become more curious and open-minded rather than fearful? Big picture truth. Relax, step back, lean back, allow. Feminines, just allow this expansion. What do the masculines need to know about the feminines in this spacious comprehension of the connections? Oh yeah, we got double cards coming out. Oh, okay, so yeah, masculines, you maybe aren't going to hear about this directly from your feminines, about how their attitudes are shifting, about how they are healing this abandonment wound. There is progress here, but you're not necessarily going to see it. Secretly, you'll know, especially if you watch this reading. But right now, it's, again, an independent motion where both are getting sort of mental note to self. This happened, and you'll compare notes one day. This is a comparing notes one day card. You know, your side, your feminine side. Just trust the eternal love here. And then one day it will be seen. Right now it's meant to be secret because there's so much rapid change and growth in the energy. So masculines, just trust that your feminine is feeling and seeing the big picture truth, that this is going to be communicated in little ways, but not in the grand ways. Like your feminine is not going to profess their love in a way that tells you what you should do here. But isn't it interesting that you're desiring commitment here and you're wishing for it on such a real practical level that there is no guesswork in it? And so let that be your indicator, masculines, that you don't need to know what your feminine is up to. If you feel that settled affirmation that the love is here, trust that, number one. Okay, what can we see for the heart chakra? Commitment, connection, flexibility, resolution. So the heart knows. The heart wants what it wants. And 9 of crystals. This is the sovereignty. This is lady in waiting. This is the empress before the emperor comes in and elevates the two as counterparts. Commitment is here. This is the building of actual life partner commitment coming in on the heart space. This is the one. This is the one. For those who this is resonating with and you have peace, not that, I hope. If you have that, it doesn't mean it's not the one, but chill. You got to get to the chill. For those who this is just your heart just kind of went, when I said that. This is your reading. Okay. Sensitivity. So on the heart space here, knowing it's the one, we're down to the nuance, we're down to the subtle, we're down to the sensitivity. Says sensitivity helps us to open to a world of subtlety and detail while anchoring in a structural foundation. So if you're like manic about this and this one, you've got work to do, because any of that manic energy is where you're still not in the vicinity of it being practical, grounded, and real right now. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but that level of is the direct correlation of how much work still needs to happen. And so if you're in the spectrum of peace about this, this is where you are really building the solid foundation and you are getting somewhere really close to union. thus supporting us to become more fully multidimensional. So also, no more tunnel vision for just the masculine. This is the multidimensional connection to source, the cosmos, your ancestors, the guides, the healing teams, the angels, your past lives, the dream world, the subconscious, the conscious mind, your future generations, the collective consciousness, your local consciousness, the grid lines and ley lines, the Gaia frequencies, the cosmic frequencies, the intergalactic frequencies, the interdimensional planes of perception, the parallel universes, the multidimensional possibilities. That's what you're coming into. This is you being sensitive to all of that. And as you come into alignment with that, if you are truly blown open into the cosmos like that, all of the things that you choose to do in this physical incarnation are aligned with that kind of a view of reality, not survival mode and fear and separation, segregation, paranoia, pessimism, lack, competition. You come out of all of that when you remember your birthright in the cosmos. And this is where you can now start to discern. And on the heart space, this love is illuminating as you come into that level of comprehension and mastery. That is, my dear friends, the level of awareness that is required to know who the one is. Oof. Okay, this is my favorite reading. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this. What are the masculines experiencing with this oneness on the heart space? They now see you as two peas in a pod in ways they did not know. This fell out on the commitment and the wish fulfillment. Both of you are there. You are in equanimity with your masculine. What do the feminines need to know? So the masculine has committed in their heart, whether they've said that to you or not, they have committed to always keep you safe. Always keep you safe, I just heard. So the masculines have vowed to God to always keep you safe because you are a gem. Wow. Thank you, masculines. I want to take a moment to honor that. Everybody out there, if you're a masculine, well done. If you're a feminine, aho, masculines. What do the feminines need to know about that? Heartache, third-party stuff. So just because they have vowed to do that does not mean it happens overnight. There are still cleanup, ground crew, cleanup, operations, special ops here that need to happen so that these old ways, you know, once we say yes to something, let's say you've got your messy room and you say you've got to clean it up. This is like saying, I'm going to clean it up. And this is the cleanup. So yes, they've vowed to that. Doesn't mean they're going to be perfect at it overnight. It means they have now thrown that fishing rod out at this higher level and they're reeling in that eventual destiny. What are the feminines experiencing here with this commitment, the one kind of energy? Overcoming the devil. So you're going to be seeing through illusions left and right, your own perceptions in your life aside from your masculine. You're going to be seeing certain things in your connection with your masculine. Devil energies won't hold water anymore. If it doesn't feel aligned, you're going to say, wait a second, I smell a rat. It doesn't feel aligned. What do the masculines need to know? Okay, this is part of the burden that's shared. This is the karmic plight. The 10 of Wands is as far down that karmic quagmire rabbit hole you can get before it has to result. This in the 10 of Swords, we've seen that twice, in clearing, in overcoming. The 10 of Wands reduces to the Ace of Wands, and that literally puts us into the vicinity of being torch bearers for humanity, coming out of these karmic journeys with solutions and higher guidance for humanity This is trailblazing, way showing kind of energy. We're very close to overcoming the burden as teams. Because of the fidelity, the divinely guided alignment, these templates we're aligning with real love, it's no longer out of ego. And so it really is the getting out of our own way and following this path of righteousness that allows for these soul level lessons to be learned, so that we can tell others how easy it is when we stop efforting from ego, when we stop trying to make things work that aren't, trying to fit a puzzle piece in where it doesn't belong. When we get out of our way and we're honest with ourselves about that, the burden is released. That is what, we live in the fallen dimensions of the knowledge of good and evil. And until we, live our lives and we choose those things and we get the karma, until we learn that, we don't think that going through that straight and narrow is the appropriate way. But as far as relationships go, this is saying that the counterparts are now seeing that the straight and narrow is the most exhilarating, exciting, infinite, eternal, life-affirming path to take. The devil energies would want to tell you that all that other glittery stuff that's not gold would be. But this is a sermon. This is a freaking sermon. Wow, I did not intend that, but let's get into the solar plexus. Starseed Awakening 22. So we've had 33 and 22 here. Cosmic Heritage and Galactic Remembrance. Okay, Starseeds, renegade members of the family of light, systems busters. We are here to change the world, and this is your empowerment, your clarion call. Three of Chalices. This is the we are all in it together. This is the flow of emotion and camaraderie and friendship and family. So empowerment here. First off, we are in this collective of relationship, mastery, and specialization, but all of the human family and all of Gaia is part of this process of bringing in peace on earth, unity consciousness, accelerated awareness, evolution, ascension. And so this is your empowerment to live in this correct way, to bring in this impeccability, this righteousness, this aliveness, this joy. What is the advice? Delight. That is so solar plexus. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. We can never really live in extended ecstasy if we've got a guilty conscience, if we're serving two masters, if we are half-assed, if we don't believe. We can't. And this journey is bringing people into that exact alignment that allows for their optimum joy. Being that this is a sermon, we're talking about alignment with Source through crown chakra and divine intervention. The divine intervention that proclaimed its truth at the beginning of this reading wants to say, none of these higher dimensional suggestions for your living is designed to bring you fear. Every single thing that the divine would like you to align with is for your pleasure alone. I want to drop the mic and stop the reading right there, but I want to keep going too. So, the more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. When our conscience is clear and we're just doing us having fun, that is the most magnetic, charismatic, catch a fire kind of energy we can get. What are the masculines experiencing here? The Empress, their abundance. Look at that color match here. So they know you're the yin to the yang. They are opening up the blockages to death energies, transformation. So they do know they have to end whatever these spreading themselves too thin energies are, that their empowerment means they stop blocking you and they start making steps towards this eternal love. And the end, there are necessary endings. The masculines know that the timer has run out on the things that no longer serve. I'm hearing where it has drained their abundance. So I'm hearing addictions and gambling and flaky relationships, overspending, anything the masculines have been paying into with energy, time, or resources that have not been aligned. They are really seeing that it's their own dang fault if they don't have abundance right now. They're seeing in no uncertain terms. And the Empress has demonstrated when you prioritize this unconditional love, because there is a cup of love there, when you prioritize that high frequency, holy grail aliveness, that the provision, it is there. So the masculines are coming out of that idea that they have to steal and cheat and lie and scrape and compete, the rat race. And they're seeing it modeled in you, feminines, that it is your frequency that creates your abundance, and they're switching into your camp. You've converted them. You've made a believer out of them. They've never seen somebody living the Tao like that before, and now they are seeing it's not a coincidence who you are. Wow. What do the feminines need to know about that? Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles here for the feminines. So it's the changing of the guards. The masculines are releasing that old. I want to say, look at the Two of Pentacles, and that was the Two of Pentacles on the heart space for the masculines. So there is a complete alignment here where feminines, you just need to know that it is a tandem effort. The changes that you're going to start seeing come in are directly proportionate to the things that are being released. Wax on, wax off. Release one thing, makes room for the next to come in. And this is releasing things that aren't a fit to bring in the things that are. So feminines, keep doing that in your own right. You don't need to know what the ultimate happiness will be. This is releasing karma and then seeing the true, delightful, new, surprising, better than expected, exceeding expectations, timelines coming in as we just release karma. So this is saying it's not just your masculine to do that. You need to do it in your own right too. Wax on, wax off, everybody. What can we see for the the feminines? Oh, we're on the floor. Yeah, using your intuition. So again, for this Nine of Pentacles, you're not completely separate. You're in tandem with your masculine here. Use your intuition, how to keep freeing yourself from the burden, to keep remembering this joy, to keep going towards your spontaneity, your freedom, your liberation from whatever is oppressive in your life. If anything anymore, you know what it is. Just keep going. What do the masculines need to know? Yeah, the gap is closing. The star is here in the immediate. It's like seeing a shooting star and it's fallen to earth. And all of a sudden, it's like we can touch it. It's here. It's grounding. It's here. Beautiful. What can we see on the sacral chakra? Spine of fire. So this is a spine of fire reading. It started with the crown chakra, but this is saying the sacral is aligning in purpose now. The sacral is the twin flamey chakra. So this is the sexual, this is the joy, this is the delight. This is where the two shall become one. True self, passion, motivation, and purpose. So the sacral chakra is coming to the forefront. This is how we know what is delightful, what is pleasurable, from the sexual all the way to the spiritual, that axis. And this is where, as masters of the sacral chakra, it's not being a hyper super spiritual person or a hypersexual person. It's being able to walk the middle path and know when it is appropriate to be sexual and when it is spiritual, down to the minute, those subtle energies that we're seeing here. Twin flame level union, aligned union, happens when you can differentiate to the degree that you know you can be monogamous, not even that you can be, that you are. There's only one perfect match. When you know yourself infallibly, when you know your connection to source, there is just one. You will never need to fear of anyone else interrupting your union. When you're in that alignment for yourself, you won't say yes to a union that isn't aligned that way, and you will be shown the proof. And so this is that impeccability, and it will be for a higher purpose. So these unions do come in for a higher purpose, and the higher purpose rolls out all the way through the process of it. It is part and parcel of the process of it. the Emperor, reason. So this is, oh, I heard we're going to all be able to scribe this now, and to write books, and to tell the story, and to teach, and to change laws. This is where we know what is true because our animal self feels it in our physical. We know what turns us on now and what doesn't. We know what is joyful, what is our idea of fun, and what isn't. And that process of learning how to discern that first person is essentially the mastery of this twin flame journey. That has to do with our personal navigation, that has to do with these counterparts. But we are getting to this impeccable comprehension where we could describe it to others. And it's our life purpose. It is our passion. It is our empowerment. It is our honor. What is the advice? Heart chakra. So bring heart into it. So, this is kind of on either side of the solar plexus. This is the sensual connected with the heart. So we're talking tantra here because now we're bringing in the heart into our sexual connection with our counterpart. The green flower of life supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. So our animal pleasures are being heightened by our true affinity alignment, permission on the heart that this is the one. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wow. You've had a taste of it, I'm hearing, but you haven't seen anything yet. What are the masculines experiencing? There's that reciprocity and the end of burden. So a repeat message that the masculines are having this miracle come in, that the feminine has shown up in their moment of need and ended burden. And you don't know what it is that you've done here yet, feminines, but this is showing a true affinity, and it is backing the masculines, knowing that you are the only one that turns them on because their heart is just so inclusive of you. What do the feminines need to know about this? Princess of Wands, keep asking for divine guidance. Keep putting down the burden. Keep seeking your direction. This is not a strategy game. This is not what you think your masculine would or wouldn't. This is first person connection to source, continuing to be divinely guided, just like you don't know what this miracle was in its entirety or how or what difference it made. You need to keep asking source for guidance, and that is your full-time job, feminines, not worrying about how your masculine feels about you or what they're up to. It's literally you continuing to be in flow for your life and following divine guidance. What's going on for the feminines that the masculines need to know? They're not forcing it, masculines. They're just open, come what may. They're stepping out of their comfort zone by not trying to be in their masculine, by not trying to chase, by not trying to affect an outcome. They're just doing them, and they're following this soul level, new, tentative, yes, kind of way of living that is completely unapologetically in flow for them, based on moment to moment, what they are guided to do, and not because of pretense or what they think you want. What do you need to know about this, masculines? Keep an open mind. Again, you don't know what you don't know, and these connections are not of earthly origin, and so they are a greater thing. And watch and be amazed. Watch as the joy inflows in these connections. What about the root chakra? Chamber of teleportation, the journey. So this journey is grounding the higher love, the cosmic love, into the physical. It's divinely guided. 5 of Orbs, this is my card of free will. So you can look at this as a blessing or a curse. Start looking at this journey as a blessing. Boom, boom. Start looking at this journey as a blessing, not a curse. Not a curse. Not a curse. This is a transference. It's mirrored. What is the advice here? Curiosity, again for the second time. Be curious. How am I looking at my journey as a lower vibrational suffering or pain? How can I look at it differently? How can I see it from a love-based understanding of progress? How can I remove any kind of lower vibrational suffering out of my perception or my actions or my life and bring it into the light? Curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. This is a journey of growth. This is a journey of evolution. This is a journey of mastery. This is a journey of ascension. And so we have to be curious because we've never been there before. What does that entail? It is beyond our wildest expectations. What are the masculines experiencing? Page of Swords. They are waking up to the idea that they need to be curious about this journey and not limited by what they think is real. Yes, what do the feminines need to know about this for the masculines? They're going to start coming out of hermit mode. Your masculine is going to start being curious. You'll know when that happens because they will communicate more. What are the feminines? They'll begin to communicate in flow. They'll start to open up. They won't be such a lone wolf. What are the feminines dealing with? Unconditional love, and so many pages in this reading. Pages of Pentacles, pages of Wands, pages of Swords, pages of Cups. There is a lot of messaging and communication set in the energy here. Unconditional love. So feminines, don't just be in unconditional love. Don't feel like you have to reach out. Just surrender to the love that is here and watch what happens when you just fully own that. Watch how this energy moves and how your heart has the permission now to just, message or break the ice or not in flow. And how you'll get surprise messages. When you drop into this just radical acceptance of what is, you'll know when to message and you'll be surprised at messages coming through. So yeah, there is a softening. What do the masculines need to know about the feminines surrendering to the love and trusting guidance that way more? Yeah, this is, the full awareness, the justification of coming out of hermit mode, letting go of the heartache, and seeing what the karma is and what the divine path ahead is. Put divine intervention back in there and see what comes out. So what can we see for the collective? One card to finalize this reading. One card. We get intimacy. Okay. Practice unconditional love. Balance your inner masculine and feminine. Nurture your relationships. Nurture at this stage will look different. I really want to give homework here. Right now. Right where you are. Right here. Deep breath. How could you nurture yourself in the midst of this current relationship? What would nurture look like if you were generous of spirit for that person without agenda? Let yourself be truly seen, and we are all mirrors. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Many blessings, and bye for now.